The UnPodcast is brought to you by Emma. Get more from your email marketing.
In a world where QR codes kill kittens and customer service is an oxymoron, one podcast has set out to make things right. This is the UnPodcast with your hosts, Scott Stratten and Allison Kramer.
So if you're watching the podcast, you may notice that Mr. Stratten is missing today. He's actually moved away. He's left town. He's not going to be returning to the podcast, and so we can spend this episode talking about him. So what I need from everybody is to tweet questions about Scott, things they wanted to say when Scott was on the show that they weren't able to say. I'd love to hear your Scott stories.
Okay, all right.
Anything. Oh, hi. Oh, you were just getting coffee. I thought you were gone forever.
Oh, it turns out he was just hitting the craft service table.
Yeah, hitting it hard, getting coffee.
I left the cover off the coffee thing too. Now it's going to get cold. I'm sorry. Please, I won't interrupt anymore.
So welcome to the UnPodcast, where Scott drinks coffee into the microphone and makes Allison make faces.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. On this week's episode, to bring you your summer joy, your summer breeze. We got a lot of stories for you today.
We do.
We have, what do we have?
We have slime.
We got some slime. We got some Nuggs. We got
Nuggs.
the Graham. We got the book face. And we have a bathing suit.
Yeah, I guess that's a good
Building
summary.
anticipation is what we
Yeah.
do. All that and nothing more brought to you by Emma. Get more for your email marketing. Go to myemma.com/unpodcast for tips, tricks, all the things you want, including real-time analytics, landing pages just released, and all the secret stuff we made just for Emma, including all the unwebinars, the live unpodcasts, or as we call them, the Eminars. That's really good.
Yeah, that's a made-up word.
Really proud of that one.
So
We're lacking in made-up words. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So
we are.
you
We're
need people-
short. We're short of made-up words
Y'all
today.
need to step up your game. We're giving away free books if you give us a made-up word. A word you see that's ridiculous to you because it was made up just for the sake of making it up. That's all. Public service announcement. We have a deficit.
Scott out. So I have a story. I don't know if this is really a story. So there's a big trend. Sometimes we talk about trends. It seems to be an Instagram trend. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's about slime. So parents may have seen this on Instagram. So it's a mixture that's made. So let's see what the ingredients are in here. You put borax and where is it here? Oh, combining glue,
Yeah.
water, and borax.
Isn't borax
together.
like an industrial cleaner?
It is. And actually, there was a little girl in Massachusetts who got burns because of the borax. So apparently you can use baking soda instead of borax and get a similar slime.
That sounds much more family friendly.
It does.
Baking soda or borax. It sounds like a distant cousin of anthrax.
Yeah, borax doesn't have a good name.
Great band, terrible powder.
So anyway, it's slime. Like you mix this stuff together and you get like a slimy sort of, and you can put color in it. There was a big sparkles. People put glitter and sequins inside of it.
Just sounds
and
like hell to clean up.
kids play with it. And it's weird because at Benjamin's birthday years ago, I think it might have been like his fourth birthday, I hired somebody who came to the house who I'm still friends with her. She's not running her business anymore, but she was running her own business doing like birthday parties and they did crafts. So painting, it was great. And she was wonderful with the kids and they made slime. And it was like this goopy mixture and all the kids played with it and they really liked it. And then you can keep it in like a container and save it and play with it. Fun. But it's become a huge trend. Like I guess it's just huge. And what this article is actually about, which is from Adweek, isn't so much about the trend, but it's about the companies that produce the products are seeing huge sales.
Unexpectedly getting these giant sales.
Because like Michael's, which I guess is in the States as well. Michael's is a big craft store chain, has entire like aisles and displayed just to make slime. And so these products are having huge sales. They said that the boost has been crazy and that they're testing out 50 different slimes to find the best recipe. Elmer, which is the glue company, and it takes apparently one bottle of the glue in most of these recipes to make slime. And so glue's like selling out on the shelves. Elmer's glue, like old school.
Remember back in the day, if you were buying industrial size vats of glue, they'd look at you funny.
Or borax.
Yeah, borax and glue. Don't ask any questions.
I'm not poisoning my husband. I'm making slime.
Nobody's huffing glue. They're actually making slime.
Yeah. So anyway, this is sort of, it's a little bit crazy. It's interesting. I mean, I love craft activities with the kids. I think it's great. We made slime when they were kids. I think it's wonderful. We also made like dough that they could eat. Like,
I remember
this
the dough,
is not necessarily like the safest.
homemade
We made
Play-Doh.
homemade Play-Doh that the kids could eat if they had. If like it's a little bit toxic with the borax. I guess it depends on how old your kids are if they're going to go downing the slime. But
Industries that came out of nowhere.
slime,
That and adult coloring books.
yeah.
Out of nowhere. Just giant now. Whole sections of bookstores. Nothing to do with slime, by the way.
No.
But maybe there'll be slime coloring.
It's just always interesting, like why different products have a boom, and like we like to think that, like in marketing and branding, that we're controlling our success, right? Like if we make a great product and we have a great campaign and we do good work, we're going to be successful. And then sometimes some rando trend on Instagram targets our specific product,
increases
and
Elmer's glue stock by
sales go
12%.
crazy.
Yeah.
So
Like pick a company that's been around like Elmer's like a century.
yeah. And all of a sudden, well, it
Okay.
happened a little bit with tapes, right? Like when remember when Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one came out and he has that cassette thing, all of a sudden, like people were buying cassettes, which is bizarre to me, but
We saw the sequel a couple days ago.
that's really good.
Quite enjoyed it.
So yeah, so there you go. Slime.
Reason. From slime to Nuggs.
Is slime what's in Nuggs?
No, that was a myth. There was no pink slime in Nuggs. It was just so Nuggs is the.
I don't think there's chicken in Nuggs
is the
either.
cool name for chicken nuggets.
It's not cool. No one has ever called them Nuggs
No,
before
no.
now.
The whole tweet campaign was get them as Nuggs. That's what went
Horrible
viral.
word.
Nuggs is the.
There's
Is it-
another made-up word. We'll have a made-up word
Nuggs.
in each of our stories this week.
Nuggs. So
Nuggs.
this is from we read this on the star.com. 14.6 million retweets shy of Wendy's target. Teen gets his free chicken nuggets anyways. On Tuesday, American teenager Carter Wilkinson broke the record for the single most retweeted Twitter post, a plea for Wendy's Chicken McNuggets. He's at CarterJWM on Twitter. The brands have won. The most retweeted tweet of all time as 9:30 May 9th, 2017 is the teenager's viral attempt to get free chicken nuggets for a year from Wendy's. At the time of this writing, he has 3.4 million retweets of it. That's the most
That's
ever.
a lot of retweets.
Wilkerson tweeted at Wendy's in April to ask how many retweets he'd need to get free chicken nuggets for a year. The Wendy's Twitter account, which we've talked about many times because they're funny, replied 18 million. And Wilkerson wrote a caps lock tweet to make it happen. It took off, earned celebrity endorsements, a round of international media attention, and a feeding frenzy of brands trying to siphon off some of the free publicity Wendy's was getting from all this. Wilkerson is almost definitely not going to get 18 million retweets, at least not before the dying sun expands into a red giant destroys the earth. He did beat Ellen DeGeneres' record set with a group selfie taken with Bradley Cooper and a bunch of others at the 2014 Oscars. That tweet had 3.43 million, and his got 3.43700. Thanks to DeGeneres' own counter campaign to keep the record, that old tweet has also slowly been retweeted over the past several weeks. And he's still getting the nuggets despite falling several million short of the original goal, according to Wendy's tweet about Wilkerson's record. Quote, "That's good for the nuggets." The brand tweeted on Tuesday morning. Wendy's is also donating $100,000 to the Dave Thomas Foundation, which is their own foundation. He won't, I'm guessing, get all the free stuff DeGeneres promised him if he lets her Twitter record stay intact. Oh, congratulations to the brands. Yeah, so everybody was tweeting it. It was just nuts. It was just one of those things you're just like, all right.
I have a question.
Made up Nuggs.
And the term is Nuggs.
Uh,
The kids use it.
so Wendy grew up and she got glasses. Who did she become?
Emma.
Right?
That's right.
I can see both the logos in my eyes, and I'm like, it's true.
Very cool.
Wendy grew up, got some glasses, started an email company.
It's a lot of chicken nuggets.
It's a lot of chicken nuggets. You know, they'd like to donate chicken nuggets to me for a year. I haven't eaten a chicken nugget since 1983.
It's a good day, though.
Gross.
I like chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Real white meat.
Questionable. So this article, kind of similar sort of a story. So it says people on Instagram are seeing red. More than 3,000 people have reposted an image of a woman wearing a red bathing suit next to a swimming pool. And it's all thanks to Sunny Co. Clothing's Instagram spam campaign. The apparel company on Wednesday had shared the photo, offering the bathing suit free to anyone who posts the picture and tags their Instagram account. Well, what could possibly go wrong here?
Nothing.
You'd think the internet would have learned by now that if something is free, you're the product. To get that kind of engagement and social interaction as a company, an average sponsored Instagram post would cost about $300, according to Adweek. But why shell out that much money when you can promise to give away free products for advertising? And it says the $65 bathing suit is certainly better than the $200 it would have cost for the sponsored post. So what happened, and it says that they're comparing it to Wendy's giving away the nugget. So it said the equivalent in how many tweets they got and how much they would have saved. And then it said that Sunny Co's giveaway turned into an internet dumpster fire, which is a fantastic sentence, that with a few thousand people demanding their free bathing suit, because they promised them a bathing suit. It's completely sold out on their website, and the company can't even handle the demand. Wow, it's almost as if social media has the potential to make posts go viral. Who could have seen this coming? And so they can't give it away. They had to get in touch with everybody and say that they couldn't do it. They say there were delays because of overwhelming volume of orders, and it gave out a promo code, which now does absolutely nothing. And so instead of getting all this positive attention, now they're getting amplified negative attention.
Well, we saw this on a small scale when we offered to give away socks.
Yeah, we
People listen
did.
to the show.
Scott's like, I guess people are listening.
That's why you set limits on things. Yeah, the first 50, or we're going to pick 50. Or
Yeah, you need to set limits.
Yeah, it's going viral.
And you need to set attainable limits.
Yeah, going
You can't just-
viral is not a good thing a lot of the time.
No, because now they just look super bad.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
they shouldn't have done anything. Then they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
No one have been paying attention at all.
Wait for the lawsuit. It's coming. Always is coming. It's a bait and switch. It's all these things. Yeah, good luck. Well, it's what you asked for. You wanted to go viral. Went viral. People, just email us first and ask us. We'll tell you.
We'll tell you what to do.
And it wouldn't be this, by the way. We're just flying through the stories today. Woo! Next up from TechCrunch. Instagram Stories hits 200 million users, surpassing Snapchat as it copies its augmented reality stickers, or AR. Move last and take things seems to be Facebook's new motto. Now the parent company's top Snapchat clone, Instagram Stories, has hit 200 million daily active users, surpassing the last count of 161 million that Snapchat announced alongside its IPO. Instagram Stories launched in August, hit 100 million dailies in October, 150 million in January, so it's hardly slowing its growth. Meanwhile, Instagram is getting faster at copying even Snapchat's most technologically advanced features with a series of global iOS and Android updates.
So what are they saying? So that they're saying that Facebook is just copying everything that Snapchat's doing?
And
is that what they're coming down on?
What they're saying is, that Instagram Stories, which
it's
is
just a copy.
that it has more users than Snapchat has overall.
Yeah.
So just
is that surprising?
Yeah, well, I think it is, because it's only a function of Instagram. Instagram is still posting your pictures publicly on your board,
yeah,
and that's Instagram. Well, they rolled out Stories, which is the one that disappears in 24 hours, and you can do the filters and the masks and all those things. That part of Instagram has more users than Snapchat has in the entire Snapchat ecosystem. That's impressive.
That is impressive.
But, when you have that big of a footprint anyways...
Yeah, it's still not that surprising to me.
No, because they draw on so many people, like so many people are there.
What they were saying was, you're not going to... Snapchat users, the kids, weren't going to go over to Instagram.
No.
And
it's a different market, maybe.
No, but because a lot of kids are...
They are going to
yes.
Instagram.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what I've seen. And the demographics are... It's shifted Instagram even younger.
Well, it's a 2-for-1, really.
Right, because you don't need to go to two platforms, two places.
Yeah, it's like when Vine disappeared because of both
right,
of those.
and all Instagram now needs is streaks, right? The ability, how many days in a row you've sent messages, right? That little gamification of it, and you're good to go. I just use the term gamification. And it showed a timeline of how quickly Instagram's copied Snapchat. So originally it was just Stories. And it said they call it the lag between Snapchat doing it and Instagram doing it. So the actual Stories thing took almost 3 years for Instagram to adopt it. Location filters took 1 year and 9 months. AR stickers, so when you put those funny things on your face, it's 1 year. And the create your own stickers took 4 months. So this has a big impact on Snapchat's growth. Sank 82% after Instagram launched Stories.
Yeah.
Facebook owns.
Yeah, I mean, and because the fun part of Snapchat or the filter pictures
Yeah,
and stuff,
well, yeah.
right?
Well, for
that's
us.
what people want to do.
But you also
I know
but
kids are
watch,
talking to their
watch
friends.
Owen use it. It's back and forth.
Yeah.
It's messaging to each other.
I actually I want to use the word text, but I actually Snapchat more with Ben with two of the kids than I text them. Mm-hmm. We would use Snapchat more. They send me Snapchat messages more than they text me.
I'm on Snapchat too.
But I just talk to them. I don't use it to
But that's what it's usually used for, right? Is the individual. They call it dark social, but it's individual back and forth, not public.
Yeah.
And there's an impact there though, and people are like, well, they're copying. Well, yeah, okay. Apple copied everybody too. Just who does it better?
Yeah.
Right. You don't own the idea. Now there's things about patents and things like that, but you don't own the idea.
No.
And
why wouldn't that's what most people
every one of these apps has to be sticky, right? They've got to be. It has to become habitual.
Yeah.
I got to go check in here, and not you and I who are in the social media world. We don't count.
Yeah.
It's the regular user. When you wake up?
Yeah. Where do you go first?
Which notification do you open first? What do you? And so for different people, it's different things. First thing I check is text, then email, and then I go to Facebook, and then Twitter, and then Instagram. Right, Wayne? What do you check on your phone first?
Definitely text and email first.
Text and email, and then
Instagram and Facebook.
Adam? Calendar. Oh, Adam, you're so responsible.
See what I'm missing.
What do you check first?
Email.
Text and then Instagram.
Text, then Instagram? Instagram second? Not bad.
If I have a text message, yeah.
Yeah, Instagram second.
Text, Twitter, email.
Text, Twitter, email?
Yeah. Then Facebook.
So Twitter before email?
Mostly because of news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd go text first as well. But I'd get a notification. I'd just open text. If I don't see a notification, I don't even open it. So
Yeah, well, of course.
If
But
there's
if
a
you had a
notification,
notification on everything,
text would be first.
yeah.
And then Twitter. I like news on Twitter. I like seeing what I get. I love Twitter. Twitter's still where it used to be. Twitter was first. So even but yeah, I check Twitter second, and then email, and then Facebook. Because if the things on Facebook, Twitter to me is more immediate news.
Yeah.
So what happened, with the news overnight and what the new stories are and stuff, that's where I go first. I go to Twitter first. So yeah.
But
then
you can
email.
also see we have 5, I had to count, 5 people here,
All different.
all different,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
And-
text was first except Adam, who checks his calendar first. Text was first.
Right?
It's not weird. It's not. It's very responsible. You're a good person.
Good man. You're better than us. That's for sure. And really, we also go to where the notifications are first.
Yeah,
right?
that would be the main thing. If there's notifications.
I turn mine off on most of them, so I won't. I don't know I got anything on Facebook until I go into it. Twitter, I don't know I got a DM or anything until I go into it.
Yeah.
That was just out of self-preservation, but everything else. But then I ended up checking it more, so whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. Speaking of not knowing what you're doing,
Yeah.
go to myemma.com/UnPodcast.
And they'll help you know what you're doing.
Right. If you
They'll
want
keep track of your
notifications.
calendar. They'll check your texts for you. They won't. I don't think they do that.
I don't think they do it either. myemma.com/UnPodcast for all your email marketing needs and tips and tricks and everything we've made for you, just for them. Go there.
Now I just see the Wendy's logo.
It's a more mature Wendy.
Yeah, she's grown up.
Wendy's grown up.
Got a blowout.
Got her PhD.
Glasses.
She's rocking the free world. All right.
It's another Facebook story, right?
From digiday.com. Facebook faces increased publisher resistance to instant articles. Now, I'm going to summarize this for you.
Yeah,
without reading
can
it.
you? Because I
Yeah.
don't understand it.
So here's the thing. So Facebook has a function called instant articles.
Okay.
So if I'm a content publisher,
Yeah.
I am the New York Times. And I want to stay in the favor of Facebook and their EdgeRank algorithm, which is all high and mighty, which determines what gets pushed into my news feed when I log in.
Okay.
One of the 1.8 billion active users on Facebook, not just users. That's a huge market. News wants eyeballs. So New York Times says, okay, I'm going to do this instant articles with you, which is, here's my newest article. I'm going to share it. And when you click it, it instantly pops up on my phone.
So is that where you read it inside Facebook?
Yes.
So it's not a link.
Instead of leaving to go check there, but when you click on a link to leave, you're still in a Facebook window,
Yeah.
but you're leaving the site. An instant article is you click it, it automatically comes up in Facebook's system.
Okay.
And you are still inside Facebook.
Okay.
It loads much quicker. And so instead of 4 seconds, it's 1 second.
Okay.
And you don't leave the ecosystem of Facebook. Facebook likes this because you don't leave Facebook. The publishers like it because they get read quickly.
And when you click to
served up.
share it, it only lets you share it in Facebook.
It shares in Facebook.
Yeah, because
yes.
I've noticed that.
The downfall is that you now have none of your advertisers.
Yeah, I don't
seeing
know.
it.
Why would you do that?
You have a very hard time converting the reader into a subscriber, because before they didn't let you do that, and now they opened it up a bit.
Okay, I have a question. So, like, for the New York Times, just because you mentioned the New York Times. So, if you are not a subscriber to the New York Times,
Right.
I think they let you open 10 articles a
Yes.
month. So, with this
Instant
seeing them in
articles.
Facebook, does it limited to 10 articles a
No.
month?
But New York Times doesn't do it. I just use that
They
as an
did,
example.
though. If you read the article, they tested it and they dropped
tested
out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can't gate it.
Yeah.
That's one of the big problems.
They wouldn't do
You can't
it.
gate the content. You can't say this is one of your 10 articles.
Yeah.
This is 2 of your 10, whatever it is. You can't do that. It's open.
Yeah.
You can't gate it. You can't close it for a condition at all. And so there's been a backlash. People saying, look, we're not getting any stickiness. That you can't go read another article. I can't see a sidebar or what else is there.
Because all the stickiness belongs to Facebook.
I have no masthead. I have no, So you're getting a backlash. So Facebook is actually bending and saying, well, we'll let you do this. And then we're trying to do paid subscriptions. We're trying to figure out. So Facebook is bending back a bit.
Yeah.
And that, which is surprising because right here it says, Facebook has been trying to be more responsive to publishers' concerns. It's launching call to action units that let publishers serve messages in instant article stories, inviting people to sign up for a newsletter or like their Facebook page. After testing these with about 100 publishers since the beginning of the year. It's also testing trial subscription signups and mobile app install promos with instant articles with the Washington Post, Bild, and the Telegraph.
Yeah, because in the article, it says they tested on the New York Times and I think they lasted a week and then they were like, no, we're not doing this.
So but in the past year, the ad market has become harder, forcing many publishers to look harder at pushing the subscription lever. That's an area where Facebook still falls short. Beyond the free digital subscription trial, Facebook hasn't said it's committed to letting publishers test paid subscription signups, much less lay out a timeline for doing so.
No, because they want all the ads on their site. They
course.
don't want the ads
No,
on the media marketing,
You
the
wanna-
media
yeah.
site.
You want to keep them there. So now Slate says they like it. One of Facebook call to action testers, Slate, gave an enthusiastic testimonial about the product, saying Instant drove 41% of new newsletter signups, which is significant for Slate. It's going to use the same feature for other newsletters and for its app. So they like it. And
It may depend on how big your platform is to start out, though, right? Like for New York Times, if they're getting those, if the same people read it in instant articles as would have gone to the New York Times, either the app or the site directly to read it, then they're losing. But if people who would not have gone to the New York Times app or site find it in Facebook and get drawn in, then they're gaining. And obviously for Slate, that equation worked.
And you have this issue where the EdgeRank algorithm gets calculated under a few things. One is it's relevant. It's relevancy based. So it says how many of my people I connected with, how many of my friends liked or commented, had an engagement with that piece.
Yeah.
Time decay is one of the things. So after a certain amount of time, it starts getting less relevant.
Yeah.
But one of the other things is, does Facebook own it?
Yeah.
That factors in. So when people know, anybody listening to this probably knows this, when you upload a video natively to Facebook, it gets much better placement than a link to the same video on YouTube because Facebook owns that video on there.
But what happens when there's a conflict of interest? What happens when the Washington Post is writing an article about Facebook? Like there's
The
a
entire
lot
thing's
of
a conflict of interest, though. Facebook deems it relevant because it's theirs.
Yeah.
So it's like you're automatically conflict of interest when your value is the user, because that's what you're selling.
Yeah.
And you're serving ads to them and you're dictating the content, what is best for our ads.
Yeah.
You're already having a direct conflict of interest already. So, but we, for one, welcome our overlords of Facebook and enjoy anything they ask us to do. And I'm more than
That's
happy
not
to
true. We wouldn't do anything for Facebook.
do that.
We certainly wouldn't steal plants from a cemetery and sell them in our flower shop. Like
Who would do that?
sometimes people are just, and I just shake my head and I'm like, really? Like flowers grow. Like you could grow them. So anyway, you might walk past a grave and see a beautiful bouquet of flowers and think, those would look good in my living room. But we're hoping you don't follow through on the impulse for free flora. Like, I hope you don't have the thought, but okay. However, one florist has been accused of repeatedly stealing plants and flowers from local grave sites. Police in Pequannock Township, New Jersey, say they received multiple reports of items being flinched from graves at a church cemetery. Detectives went to work replacing 2 of the missing plants in front of an ash columbarium. I don't know what that is, and installing surveillance cameras in the area last week. 2 days later, property managers reported that the plants were missing again. Surveillance footage showed a woman driving up in a minivan, getting out of the car, and taking the plants. Officers working at a local police department were able to identify the suspect from the video footage, as she's a former police dispatcher and current flower shop owner in the neighborhood. She didn't just take them home to her living room, she took them to her shop. The woman was arrested and charged with theft of movable property, which I didn't know was a thing, and released. It's unclear whether or not she actually sold any of the pilfered plants, because nothing says I love you like a bouquet of freshly gathered grave flowers.
There's no lesson here.
Like, do you know what I mean?
There's no learning objective to that story.
I read it and I'm
It's
like,
just,
what is going on in
stop
the
it.
universe? Why?
yeah.
It's from the Consumerist.
All right. We got no made up word this week, but we have a question. Ready?
Is it a question for me?
Well,
Do I have to
both
be
of us,
ready to
but
answer
I
it?
want you to answer it because I want your opinion on it.
That's frightening to me. I wouldn't take the flowers from the funeral. I wouldn't. Sorry, what's the question?
Lisette on our Unmarketing Facebook page says, should I tough out my corporate job for a few years and work my way into a nicer position, or risk it all and follow my dream to start a small business? I am 23.
Aw, she's 23. I'm so old.
So old and bitter
That's
we both
adorable
are.
that you're 23. Honestly, so we've been doing a ton of research the last couple months, right? About just coming with a book coming out. And
On branding, October 2000.
And a lot of our research has been around entrepreneurship and looking at case studies of different companies and how they've, kind of navigated innovations, et cetera. And so there's also been a lot of founder stories. And I personally, I love founder stories. I love hearing about how something went from being inside your brain to being like a real company, especially when these are huge. Some of the companies we looked at are really big companies. And I would say we looked at a couple different kinds of entrepreneurs and we talked about, how there's different ways to do it. I would say, Lisette, that like if you should only start a company if like you can't not start the company. Like I think you just have to be the person who believes in starting the company more than anyone else. You have to be the person who, if other people told you shouldn't do it, that you're like, I'm going to do it anyway. You have to be the person who's willing to work more than you're working probably at your job, because it's a lot more work, and and then start a company. Like if you have to, then you should absolutely do it. I would never tell someone to stay in a miserable job when they feel like they need to start this company. But unless it's like a need to do it, I would say that, it's a little bit more
There's a lot less
questionable.
painless ways to not earn money.
Yeah,
right?
It's like it's a tough road, and it's a very rewarding road. And obviously, Scott and I both took it, and we love what we do. But like for us, it was like starting a company wasn't a choice. That's what we're gonna do.
I started Unmarketing when I was still working somewhere else. It's like
Which a lot of people do,
It doesn't
yeah.
mean like when you have it in a very extreme
either
situation
or
here. It's
kind of
either
thing.
or, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be. I think you can start something on the side, and
Yeah.
I think sometimes that helps. People are like, "Well, if you have a safety net, you'll fall into it." I think that's crap.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Actually,
You can
I didn't
test
think
the
about
waters
it that way.
But also, it depends on your situation in your life. If you quit today, do you have 30 days to make rent?
Yeah.
There's a lot of conditions here that say, look, if you are in desperate need of money, this is not a great time to start a business.
No, I
necessarily.
agree with Scott, actually, Lisette. I would say, like, if you're going to start the company and you can keep your job for a little bit while you're getting it going, unless you have, or like save up some money over the next couple months to give yourself a couple months buffer with rent and food and things, I would definitely do that. But I think at 23, like, that's the time to do it.
Sure. And the difference is you say just start a small business. Do you have an idea for one, or you just like the idea of business? Because we talked about, you and I talked about earlier, outside of the show, we talked about, there's two types of entrepreneurs. You just want to start a business.
And
You
those
just
people
know
will
that.
move like serial entrepreneurs from business to
Yeah.
business, and they have a certain set of skills that make them good for running their own business.
And then there's a passion for a certain business. Like you need to be
Yeah.
in this business of this thing, whatever that is.
And then there's unemployable people,
And there's us.
which is us.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we were speaking about the couple that started Crate and Barrel, the furniture company.
Yeah.
And so they've been running it for like 40 years or something. But when they started, they were really young. And they were actually 23, like Lisette. And the man whose name escapes me at this moment, who founded it, said that one of the great things about starting their company when they were 23 was they had all the energy and all the passion and none of the wisdom to know that this
They
was going
shouldn't
to,
do it,
and that
yeah.
they shouldn't do it. And that's such a great statement, because the wisdom is also risk. Wisdom is knowing that things sometimes don't work out. And I think that
your want of risk kind of reduces the older you get sometimes, right?
But it can get in the way. And I think that more people would make the choice if they were, more brave. And I think
his name was Crate.
No, it's not Crate and Barrel. That's not their names.
Okay.
So that's what we think, Lisa. Start your company if you want to start a company. Do it.
I don't think it's either or.
Yeah.
It can be to start it gives you more of a. I like the safety in it. I like the idea of seeing it because sometimes maybe it's not the right business, and you can learn that way.
You could go through a few different things
yeah,
too.
for sure. So either way, we have confidence in you.
We do.
Let's give it a shot. We're sure as heck not going to do it.
We own a business.
Bye. See ya.
Bye, guys. Thanks, Lisette.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and visit theunpodcast.com. And remember, friends don't let friends use QR codes.